At 24, Daniel believed he had already ruined his life. Every morning he woke up with the same heavy thought pressing on his chest. Something is wrong with me. He was intelligent, quiet, and observant, but inside his mind was a constant battle. He struggled with masturbation, not just the act itself, but the guilt, the shame, and the belief that it had stolen his discipline, his confidence, and his future. He told no one. On the outside, Daniel looked like any other young man in his 20s, walking to work, scrolling through his phone, laughing occasionally with friends. On the inside, he felt broken. He compared himself to others who seemed focused, successful, and free, and concluded that he was already behind beyond repair. Some nights he stared at the ceiling and whispered to himself, "If I can't even control this, how can I ever become who I want to be?" There were days he failed and hated himself for it. Days he promised change and broke that promise by nightfall. The shame made him want to quit trying altogether. What's the point of effort if I keep falling? But something inside Daniel refused to die. It was small, almost invisible, but it was stubborn. A quiet voice that said, "Try again tomorrow." So he did. Not perfectly, not dramatically, just honestly. He began with small steps. He stopped isolating himself so much. He reduced the time he spent alone with his phone at night. He started working out. Not to punish his body, but to respect it. When he failed, he no longer called himself worthless. He said, "I'm learning." Daniel realized something important. His life wasn't defined by his weakest moments, but by what he did after them. He started reading books about discipline and mental health. He wrote in a journal when the urges came, trying to understand them instead of fighting them blindly. He prayed sometimes, not perfectly, but sincerely. He worked harder at his job, not because he felt confident, but because effort gave his days meaning. Progress was slow. Some weeks were better than others. But the difference was this. Daniel no longer believed everything was lost. One evening, sitting alone after a long day, he noticed something had changed. He still had struggles, still had urges, but he also had hope. And hope, he realized, was not a feeling. It was a decision. At 24, Daniel wasn't finished. He wasn't broken beyond repair. He was still becoming. And that was enough to keep going.